So I made a video to figure out what the best razor was. And in the process of making that video, I learned a few things that I wasn't necessarily able to include in that video. So if you want to check it, I'll put that video up there. If you're a guy that shaves, there's some things that you might want to know the answer to. Let's go. Oh, and this is Best Razor Challenge Part 2. In the challenge, including myself, there was a total of 5 guys. Each guy was given 6 razors. They were asked to shave with each razor, pick their favorite, and rank them 1 through 6. In the end, we would assign a point value to each ranking and ultimately pick a winner. If you want to see how all of this plays out, it's in the video that I mentioned before. In the process, we conducted interviews and got lots of valuable feedback from each guy. And I think there's 5 pretty solid takeaways that can be gleaned from the experience. Speaking of experience, the first takeaway is exactly that. Shaving is all about the experience. Most men care about that and are willing to pay for it.
Okay, per cartridge, between your favorite razor and your least favorite razor, how much more money would you be willing to spend per cartridge?
Right, so I shave every day and I have sensitive skin, and I would pay a very high premium.
Again, if Harry's was my favorite one, and that's the one I was going to go with, and you said that that was the most expensive one, I would pay it.
So how much would you be willing to pay between your favorite razor and your least favorite razor?
I'd probably say somewhere between $1 to $2.
I already buy sensitive skin blades normally, and so they're pretty expensive. So
well, I think that's also the hard part because it's disposable. I don't want to spend a lot of money on something that I'm just gonna get rid of.
To me, it would probably be worth $3 at the most per cartridge.
So you're telling me if I would go $6, $1 cartridge, I would not do $1 cartridge, because to me, if it's $1 cartridge, it's not a good razor.
Dollar amount.
Dollar amount? I don't know what they cost. I have a couple Explore per.
That's even better.
Per blade.
Like, is it worth $4 per blade, $5 per blade,
right?
$10 per blade?
But if you're telling me $6 a cartridge is the most expensive, is what you're telling me?
Right.
I would pay the $6 if it gave me the shave I needed. I would do it.
I would hope that they're not $10 per blade. I would pay $5 more a blade for one, sure.
And the second takeaway is that while razor preference is highly subjective, there is a such thing as quality and cheap, or good and bad razors.
I don't know if you remember stuff like this, you know what I mean? But these work, but I don't think I would ever go back to something like this ever again.
The Bic might have been my least favorite. I apologize if we can edit that. You asked me which one was my least favorite. The Bic might have been. It just seemed cheap all around, as far as razor burn, as far as the aftermath.
Least favorite, I think I didn't enjoy the Bic. It was really lightweight. It wasn't very comfortable, so I didn't like that one. It was not my favorite. They're all actually really good razors, but that was probably the one that I liked least.
So the least favorite razor was, honestly, the Harry's razor.
I forgot about Bic. Bic definitely didn't do anything for me.
Everything about this razor I love. The packaging is outstanding. It feels like a quality razor in your hand. It comes with this really nice
Gillette Lab and the Gillette Fusion 5, the ones that tilt.
Really good smelling, shaving cream. So I thought that it was going to be wow. I was excited to use it. The worst thing about it though was the shave.
I didn't understand why I did that. I just didn't feel as confident that I could push like I normally can move it. It's like, I don't need a head that's moving around. I don't need the head to move in any direction.
Okay, so that last segment a little bit turned into the razors that the guys didn't like the most. However, there's still something pretty important to be learned here, and that is the level of consistency with which the guys didn't like the same razor. In this case, it turned out to be the Bic Hybrid Flex 5 or whatever it's called. And personally, I don't think it's a bad razor at all. However, it's in a group with some relatively stiff competition. Out of 5 guys and 6 razors, only 1 guy ranked the Bic higher than 5. And in this case, that would have been a ranking of 3. But the other 4 guys all had the Bic Flex 5 Hybrid in either the 5 or 6 position. Coincidence? I think not. And the third takeaway is that a more expensive or bigger cartridge is not always better. Yes, it seems that the guys did like the multiple blades, but they liked it better in a compact form factor, as exemplified by the winner of our competition being the Schick Quattro. While it wasn't everyone's favorite, out of 5 guys, no guy ranked it lower than 3, and it won our competition by a rather large margin.
With the Gillettes, they have the 5 blades, and it's a little bigger.
Like there's certain razors that like the multiple heads and all the blades, I think too much.
So I got a small lumpy head, so I need a smaller razor. So I think that's why I like the Schick Quattro better.
I will say this though, when you find a razor and you like it, and it's 4 cartridges or whatever, that's going to last you a long time, right? Unless of course your wife shaves her legs with it and destroys your razor.
And so I need something that can maneuver and clean things up nicely. So I realized that my favorites are the ones that have the smaller head sizes and less blades.
Let me say this. When I do my shaving, I like to shave, which you can see I need to shave right now. I like to shave and actually try to trim and line my beard with the razor.
And the fourth takeaway is that marketing heavily influences our decisions when deciding which razor is right for you.
But it was a very, very close margin when I talk about the range of all the razors.
What I learned, honestly, is it literally is when you are a consumer looking at razors, it's which one will catch your eye. And that Gillette Lab or whatever, it's got the big green box or whatever, and they're like, oh, that's got to be the one, that's got to be the one.
But a lot of it is really marketing. They really know how to market, making certain things seem like it is just so much better than your basics.
I learned it's just like anything else, man. I learned that it's all about marketing. That's what I learned.
And the fifth takeaway is this, that shaving can be more fun and less of a chore when you're using the right tools. Taking the time to figure out what the best razor is for you is a worthwhile endeavor. Like I mentioned, I know that 5 guys is not a large enough survey to warrant any type of scientific merit or anything like that. However, I do believe it's enough to make you think about how you're spending your money and whether or not you're getting value when you do. I'm Larry Powell. This is Fitness to Beer. Thanks a bunch for watching.